Dear students, today I will speak about two words which are worth learning in the context of a business. The first word is liquidity. This liquidity doesn't refer to physical liquids but to ability to conduct business. As I have explained many times, many transactions take place in a business. These transactions are facilitated by money. Money changes hands. So sometimes, even though a business has assets, a business may have stock or it may have a building or cars or something, but ready money is not available to carry out transactions. There is a shortage of liquid cash. You cannot buy something with the help of a building worth 2 crores. It's not a medium of exchange. A building is an illiquid asset. Illiquid means not liquid. It doesn't serve as a medium of exchange. A 100 rupee note is a liquid asset. You can use it in the market anytime. So some assets are illiquid. They don't help you to run the business. They may help in a different way. The building is helping you staff all your people and work inside, but it's not liquid. Okay, so in a pinch, you need cash. You may not be able to sell the building, but you may be losing some ability to carry out transactions because there is no ready cash either at hand or in a bank account. Money in bank account is as good as cash, you can pay electronically. So by cash, I don't mean notes or coins, but also money in bank accounts. So sometimes businesses run into trouble of lack of liquidity, that troubles them. They cannot pay their suppliers, so suppliers are hesitating to supply goods. Then their customers cannot pay them. So it creates a slowdown effect, You cannot conclude transactions either way, on supplier side or on customer side. Two sides, right? Every business has two sides. So liquidity is important. Once I was buying some paint 3 or 4 months ago, 4 months ago. So I asked the paint dealer that was he experiencing a recession. Just by the way, chatting after buying the paint. So he said, sir, not so much recession, mandi, recession means mandi. But there is a lack of cash in the market. Market ma cash nathi. So my customers are willing to buy paint but not able to pay on time. So you understand, this is a different situation. This happens. It's not that people are broke, but their assets are not liquid. Okay, a building is not a liquid asset. Of course, banks provide ways of bridging these things, but it does create a problem, and then nothing is free. Even if a bank helps you to deal with this problem of lack of liquidity, you'll have to pay some charges, interest or other charges. Nothing comes free. So that is, liquidity is important for smooth flow of your business on both sides. Customers, suppliers, also your employees, you have to pay them. Okay, either your full-time employees or contractual employees or part-time employees, whatever. So the transactions have to be concluded. So many people's lives depend on the business. Remember, ultimately the economy affects our lives. So liquidity slows things down. All right, so first word, liquidity. Okay, every business should have assets of both kinds. Of course, you need fixed assets like buildings or maybe other things like cars, whatever, computers, but also you need cash on hand, either literal cash or in bank accounts. Okay, so to be able to smooth out the flow of transactions. You cannot pay people in computers or buildings. Okay, so liquidity. That is first word. Understand this. Okay. All right. One other way I can explain. Suppose a person is earning, say, 40,000 rupees every month. So beginning of the month, first of every month, the person gets 40,000. Towards the end of the month, if the person is not careful, the person may run out of cash, because of too much spending in the beginning. So even though money is coming in the first of the next month, for a few days, there will be some quote unquote liquidity problem. So one has to plan out. Now that person towards the end of the month, maybe he has an expensive laptop or a expensive phone or other things, or maybe even a car. But that doesn't help you in those last few days of the month. So that's why these cards are used, debit card, credit card, all that. To, well, not so much debit card, but credit card. Debit card takes from your own account, so you need money in the account. But credit card gives you a kind of loan, but there is an interest. So these services come in to help you deal with these situations. Actually, more than that, the credit card company doesn't care if you overspend, because you know they will get their money either way. So you have to remember that even the credit card company is not doing business to bring you happiness. They are doing business to get you to use their services so they can make more money. Whether you get happiness out of it or not is your responsibility. Buy something useful, get good value for money, don't overspend. Okay, so the moral responsibility is always ours. How to spend, how much to spend, when to spend, not to run out of cash towards the end of the month, and so on. So anyway, that is liquidity. And I just by the way mentioned what is the business of credit card companies. Debit card is not like that. It comes straight from your account. If you don't have money, you can't pay using your debit card. Okay, so liquidity. The second word, very important word on which I'll be continuing beyond, because it's important to businesses like startups. I will devote a few of my classes to typical startups. Not this lecture, but later on. So this word is the word capital. So what is capital? So in a way, capital means a surplus wealth which is potentially capable of being employed for some long-term purpose. An investment is made with a long-term view which will give benefits over many, many years, maybe even decades. So as against this, if I buy food in the food market, or I pay my electricity bill or phone bill or other daily expenditure, pay for a taxi or train journey and all that, these are running expenditures. I must live from day to day, week to week, so these are running expenditures. So the expense I make towards these running expenditures is not capital expenditures. It helps me to deal day to day, deal with the economy, satisfy my needs, carry out my work. But capital expenditure is, suppose I have excess money and I build one more small building for my business, so that few more employees can work there, or a machine can be installed there. Even a machine is a capital expenditure. If I spend 15 lakhs on a machine, it may work for years and years and years. Okay, it's not just day to day. So that is called capital expenditure. But day to day electricity bill, taxi bill, food bill, etc., salaries to my employees, this is called operations expenditure. So in businesses they categorize like that. OPEX is your day to day, you must do this in order to be a working business. CapEx is for long term. CapEx, capital expenditure, CapEx. Operations expenditure, OPEX. So whenever these guys plan, they know they have to provide for both CapEx and OPEX. CapEx for long term, OPEX for day to day, week to week, month to month. So if it's a big company, they have to have a clear picture that how much is going to be inflow, how much is going to be outflow, and then how do we meet various expenditures. Otherwise you are unable to pay your bills, and your reputation suffers. Okay, companies have to be very careful. Of course the banks are there in a way to help you tide over a difficult period, but that also costs money. So this is called financial planning. If you are running a business, you must take care of both. But even as an individual, you probably know the difference, sort of informal difference between CapEx and OPEX. Day to day, whatever you spend, travel, food, etc., is OPEX. Living week to week, day to day. But any long-term investment you make, if you buy, for example, some of you may buy a two-wheeler, so that will serve you for many years. A two-wheeler works nicely for many years. Get it serviced and so on. So that is CapEx. But the petrol you buy for the two-wheeler is OPEX. Okay, so capital. So for any new business to start, you need an initial, what they call seed capital. You can't start something from nothing. Okay, you need a seed, right? Of course you need an idea. Even more important than money is the idea. You need talent. I tell you one thing, your biggest asset is your talent, your ability to work hard and solve problems. But the economist doesn't see your biggest asset. See the paradox. The economist can only count money. But your talent, your ability to work hard, your determination, how can it be measured by money? So please understand how crucial this is. That is why sometimes you read stories of poor young people also doing very well, because they understood that even though they don't have money, they have many other things even more important than money. Hard work, some good idea, ability to stay stamina. If you start a business on day one, you may not make a profit. You need stamina. Then people tell you, oh, this is silly. Why are you doing this? This will never work. They discourage you. So you need determination. You say, I'll show you. I'll make it work. So these are qualities which don't enter economics. I want to tell you, economics is not the end of the world. Your qualities are more important. But if you have those qualities, you do need a knowledge of economics to make it work. So don't get me wrong. So the young man or young woman starting a business needs these qualities. Of course, number one is this. But then you need also seed capital to put this idea into practice. It may take 6 months, it may take 1 year. Slowly you build customers. The first customer is very important, because if you satisfy the first customer, you will get 2 more, then 2 more. It will multiply. Okay. Keep a limit on your expenditure, because you have limited seed capital. It must last you until your first customer makes the first payment to you. Until then, you are on with the seed capital. So you have to be careful. You have to minimize your expenditure so that this period, in case the product is delayed or something. So typically entrepreneurs in the early phases, they go through a tough time, but they have family support, they have friends, people have faith. This person will make it work. So it takes time, eventually it works. It's a struggle. See, all these government propaganda about startups will not tell you what I am telling you. It's a struggle, but you should enjoy this struggle because at the end of it you get something. The government offices cannot take away the struggle. The struggle will be there, but maybe they provide some financing or some support or some networking, so they can help, but the struggle will remain. So anyway, that is seed capital. After some time your business grows, you need a little more capital, so you go out, you look at other people who can provide. But when other people give you capital for your business, you have to give them a share. They become shareholders, so they begin to have a say in your company. Sometimes they help you, sometimes they agree, sometimes they give good ideas, sometimes they disagree, whatever. So when business grows and when you have other shareholders, all these issues come up. So I'm just, with the help of this word capital, I'm trying to link what a young person who wants to do business may encounter in the early stages of the business. I will do in the next lecture. I will show you a simple arithmetic on some hypothetical companies starting with seed capital. You have to be very careful with money. But I will close this with just a reminder that your intelligence, your hard work, your talent, your determination, your family support are number one. If these things are in place, the seed capital will help you to build a business. There are some things more important than money. Even though I am talking about money, I would like to emphasize this because I don't want to mislead you. A person without intelligence cannot do much with money. So I will close with one proverb in English. Kehwat, Gujarati mein bolte na, kehwat. So in English there is a proverb. I will close with this, okay? A fool and his money are soon parted. I will repeat. I will not translate this, okay? You work it out. A fool and his money are soon parted, separated. A fool cannot keep his money for very long. They are soon follow different ways. The fool goes one way, the money goes another. They are parted. All right, so I'll meet you again next time. Thank you.